Good morning, everyone. You know what I don't do anymore? That I should? Sound test. I haven't been doing sound tests, so hopefully we are a-okay. My voice is a little bit better today. I think I might end up coughing just a tiny bit, so I do apologize for that as we get started. Let me alert folks in the Discord that it is time and we are getting rolling. And we indeed shall. Today we are doing Jade Forest questing so that we can see the veil before unspeakable things happen to it, and also so I can do Isle of Thunder quest, which at this point I don't know. I'm hoping I will get to do some of the progression, but I understand I'm missing most of it because I haven't made playing this enough of a priority. Alright, let's see. There we are. Once I have my chat pulled up so that I can see when lovely folks join us. Not pinned. That would be why I can't see it. Alright. I am ready to go. So, we are on Gorillas in Our Mist. Not gorillas, but guerrillas. Uh, this occurs to me like the first part of this is the word for war. Um, in French, and I wonder if this ending is not very French, but I wonder if it's maybe Spanish or Italian or something, and it has to do. I mean, I know what guerrilla warfare is, but I wonder what the word very literally means, and if it specifically alludes to that type of sneaky fighting. Alright, so we are looking for those who would come and rescue the prince. This morning, I apologize, by the way, for being a couple minutes late. This morning, I was busy defeating Breath of the Wild for the second time. I actually did it last night, but I didn't realize I had to go, turn in the quest with Zelda's Memories, wherein you get one more memory you have to go find, and then defeat Ganon, because I got the last memory, as I was climbing to defeat Ganon. So I didn't have it done. So I missed a true ending cutscene. So I turned that in last night, and then I did the boss fight again this morning. And I got to see it. And, I have to say, Breath of the Wild length Thunder around on his horse is peak ideal aesthetic for me. But I also realized that was the... I knew this, but that was the first game that I got for my Switch 1 when I was in Japan on study abroad. I bought it from an acquaintance who did not like it, because he was able basically just to min-max go defeat Ganon within a day or two, which is not what he wanted out of the game. Obviously, Breath of the Wild is a little bit more explore and take your time is really the intention of the game. But that wasn't the game that he wanted to play. So anyway, he sold it to me at a pretty steep discount. And that was the only game I had until Let's Go Eevee came out. I mainly bought my Switch that I could play Pokemon. And I realized this morning that it was my first Switch game. And I finished it this morning or last night / this morning on my Switch 2, which is kind of poetic. Thank you, Songvale. Good morning. Songvale says, Songvale is proud of me for being more on time than she was. But the reality of it, Songvale, I was just explaining, I was late And I didn't, like, I guess in my head I'm like, oh, stream starts at 10 or whatever, but I do have it set up to start at 9:30. And so I got a notification on my phone, like, telling me to join my server event, like, join in and do Wowens Day. And I was like, oh, I'm the host of Wowens Day. I probably need to focus up. But I was in the middle of the Ganon fight, and I wanted to watch the ending cutscene. Now I've done it, and I'm here, and we can continue a Constellation tradition, I think, which is we won't discuss whatever game I'm currently playing. So yesterday was Genshin Impact, and we discussed WoW. Today is WoW, so of course we will discuss about Zelda. And that will just be the thing, I think, as long as I am not spending lots of time playing the game that I also stream. I'm gonna have thoughts about whatever it was I was doing, rather than the stream itself. Oh, you got a poop quest, I bet.
Hey, how you doing? Be good.
One word. Methane. We're going green. Clean burning, high availability, all natural, and will keep the druids off my back when we get back to our neck of the world. That, and I ran out of blasting powder. So, I need your help, Red Willow. No, I wouldn't ask you to do the dirty work, especially not in front of the general. I'll collect these, deposits myself. You gather up some wood for an outhouse. I'm thinking long term here.
Keep it real.
You know, I have to say, watch your step. It's a minefield out here. I realize that, like, the accent isn't there. I don't know how to do that accent very well, but the goblin voice texture is much easier to do when you are congested. Can you imagine, like, being the goblin voice actor, but you can only do the voice when you're sick, and so you just sort of have this, like, standby thing where you call the voice director anytime you're sick, and you're like, hello, I feel awful. Do you have any lines banked up for me to record?
Nothing shall stand in our way.
Yes, by Thrall's bloodied fist, I've missed hunting Alliance.
Hellscream's eyes are upon you.
Look, Red Willow, these Alliance dogs built a camp up on the ridge. Here, take my grog. Let's make a fire they can see from Stormwind. For the Horde!
May our foes flee before you.
Songvale says having voice actors just call when they're sick so that they can record voices would probably be against the spirit of OSHA, and that's probably true, but I think OSHA is generally more about, like, labor. I don't think they care about sickness. In the US, I don't know if we have any, except for in food service. I think technically in food service, if you are sick, they're not supposed to let you work, but I don't know how often that's really enforced.
The tip of the spear.
But otherwise, I think it's generally about protecting the public and not making sure that employees are safe and healthy. To my knowledge, anyway. I could be wrong. Of course, it is the morning for us and the evening for Europe, so perhaps there are Europeans dwelling in the chat somewhere that'll be like, oh my god, that's horrible. But, you know, that's how it is here. It shouldn't be that way. But there is enough people in the US who are willing to live and work that way, so it's not going to change anytime soon. I will say, like, having finished Breath of the Wild, now I really want the, there's another game that, like, sets up the conflict of Breath of the Wild called Age of Calamity, and I want to play that. It looks like it was on sale, like physical copies of it were like clearanced out because Switch game were clearanced out like a couple of months ago for like $30 to $45. But alas, it's only available secondhand now, and all of those copies are $60. So that is but I do have several other Zelda games that I can play. So I will try not to worry about it. It's funny because like on my speaking voice there's like lots of gravel, but however I shift where I produce sound in my throat while I sing, it's suddenly smooth again, and that's funny to me. What are vocal mechanics? I don't know if that's a word for it. What, you know, but like sound production in the throat, interesting. Oh, I just went up there and did nothing. Weapons grade swill. I also love this track a lot. I probably shouldn't have done that because now I have to fight these elites by myself. Because he went back to camp. But hopefully we will get it. Yeah, that was the flavor text. I guess literally. It said weapons grade swill. But also, he's an orc traveling with a goblin. So, like, you understand where he got it from. Isn't there a goblin alcohol that's just called rocket fuel? I wonder if it's literally rocket fuel. I feel like it genuinely could be. It seems like it could be, to be honest. Alright, we need 3 more branches, which I see 3 on the screen right now. And then we will continue back to Grukenhill. But yeah, I'm excited now to loan you Breath of the Wild. Do you feel like you are in a place where you would want to try and play it? Like, should I bring my Switch tomorrow morning and the game, or do you feel like you have enough stuff going on where that will be stressful? Do you want to wait until I start playing Tears of the Kingdom so that you get invested in the idea of playing Breath of the Wild? Fungal says, at the moment, she wants to focus on finishing Arkham Origins first because it is seasonal. That's fair. I honestly felt like finishing Breath of the Wild, even though the game itself, like, especially where I was, well, it's seasonal in terms of here, because I think they must have it set up where, like, every time you're storming the castle, it becomes, like, a lightning storm. 'Cause it said it was sunny, but there was lightning. But there was sort of a perseverance against ultimate tainting evil, and that had a solstice Christmas quality to me. How close are you to the end of Arkham Origins?
For the Horde.
The Alliance must be purged from this land, Red Willow. No half measures will do.
Fear nothing. The Horde shall prevail.
In the middle, okay. I think at 87 we can go see the Veil, and I'm a little tempted to just ride over immediately and do that. But we are still pretty far away from 87.
Time is money, friend. Have a good one.
Gotta watch out for the wet ones. Woo-wee!
Be good.
Ah, the smell of progress and methane.
Keep it real.
Oh, that looks like a bug.
What up? Have a good one.
It's an emergency. Looks like you stirred up a hornet's nest, killing all them fish folk. They're conducting a full-on counterattack on Gruken Hill. I was hoping to get some R&D time, but we're gonna have to put my methane grenade theory to work right away. Meet me on the east side of the fort, and bring your throwing arm. Ooh, new crossbow.
Keep it real.
Alright. I have already forgotten. East side. Okay. It's funny, when I read stuff out loud, I feel like I don't retain it as well as when I read it silently to myself. But I think it's because I'm thinking about producing it. I'm not really thinking about the text as much.
Yo.
Yikes.
Be good.
Oh, I see. I have to kind of predict where they're going to be. Apparently, I'm very focused. Sungville thought Shokia was going to casually walk into the field of fire, and I was like, honey, no. I guess she's green, so she's thinking, like, what's the worst that could happen? Oh, sorry for taking your kill, Shokia, my bad. I know, but he was in the way of my bomb, so... East of Grukenhill.
Time is money, friend.
I'd say repelling the attack is an understatement.
Have a good one.
Alright. We will accept this tiny crossbow for now. Probably check the mail, because I don't know how long that mail's been there, and I'm concerned that it will disappear. Also, we're not that far into stream, but I may have to stand up. Uh-oh. Inventory's now full. That was poorly thought out. I'm gonna send you disenchantables and make them your problem for a little bit. And if you are commentating on this choice, for some reason I put the chat down and now I can't see, so it's no use complaining. It's happening. Also, apparently, I have an upgrade that I haven't equipped. That is convenient. Okay. I guess I probably should not take the rest of the stuff out of the mailbox. Pugmo says, I didn't capitalize the D. Does that matter? Hopefully it doesn't matter. It does not, because World of Warcraft does not allow two characters with the same name, with the only difference being capitalization. I'm gonna stand up for just a second and go to the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Guess who is back? It's your friend. I'm here. I'm talking. And it looks like the mic is reading, so that's good. I did not check on the existence of the fish. But I did refill my water because I kind of expected that I might get fished at some point today. Songbell's like, what? Oh, yes.
Blood and thunder, my axe hungers. We won't return to Ogrimmar until every last alliance is purged from this land. I will train these natives myself, if I have to. One way or another, this land will be made ready for Horde settlement. In the meantime, their chief gave me this to pass on to you. A map and a message in some fancy script. Do what you must, but be quick about it. War is brewing.
Come what may, we fight on.
Songbell says, or at least you will get attempted fishing, but if the fish is still MIA, then I might just owe you more fishing later. That's fair. I mean, I was able to see that, like, you had used the alert, and in fairness, I don't get to see the fish. So the fish appears on the stream, but it does not appear on my screen. But I hear the alert happen, and then I drink. And then also I can see it in the chat, because it does post in the chat that you have redeemed. And then I act on it. Oh. Flightmaster. Okay. There he is. I have coffee. It's not hot anymore, but... That's true. It doesn't tick any of the boxes. There's no honey. There's no heat. There's no restorative tea properties. I effectively... you were just like, hey, you should put on some socks. And I was just like, I own a car. That's really funny to me, and I'm not sure if it's funny or if I have other symptoms besides being congested. You should put on some socks. Oh, I own a car. Alright, well, you should also see a medical professional. Hey, Mr. Ironbelly. The witch in the woods turns my friends into jade. Can you help? The Widow Greenpaw is not a witch. She just makes very lifelike jade statues.
Greetings, wanderer. Greetings.
Greetings, Red Willow. Welcome to Dawn's Blossom, a home of my people. Sadly, I must depart. Alas, a lore walker's work is never done. Make yourself at home. Our people could surely make use of one with your talents.
Tread lightly. Ah, friend. This is Dawn's Blossom, the heart of Pandaren life here in the Jade Forest. If you wish to make an impression, I am certain many of these citizens could use your help.
I just can't do the resonance of a Pandaren male voice. Like, they have a that is the word, it's a resonance that even, like, the Tauren don't have.
Tell me of your travels.
Why are your ears flopping? That's rude. They're doing their best.
Cho's off on another one of his adventures, and this one requires a big order of jade. I'm going to have to call in some favors. How about in the meantime you introduce yourself to some of the locals? Kai Wanderbrew is a good guy to know, as is Master Windfur. Oh, and say hi to Pagey Goldendraff up at the end. Between the three of them, you should get a feel for the life on Dawn's Blossom.
May the mists protect you. What do you need?
Brewmaster Wanderbrew, at your service. I traveled the Jade Forest in search of only the finest ingredients for my brews. Unlike the high and mighty golden drafts of Dawn's Blossom. They have their big brewhouse for mass producing, which is fine, you know, if you enjoy drinking swill.
Until next time.
But is it weapons grade swill? Because that has other uses. That poor creature. It's so thin. It must be starving.
Looking to buy?
Welcome to my noodle shack.
We've got every type of noodle that should be eaten. If we don't have it, you shouldn't be eating it.
Next one is on me.
I'm so glad you enjoy my food. Are you interested in the recipes? If so, you should learn them properly from my teachers in Half Hill Market. Everything I know about the kitchen, I learned from them. Say, if you happen to pass through there, would you deliver this note to Sung Shin Ironpaw for me? I want her to know that I miss her. She was my favorite teacher.
There is no hurry.
Songville says, I see which brewer is not going to receive a weapons-grade manufacturing contract from the Horde. Indeed. So, this is over in Valley of the Four Winds. This everything I know about cooking. Should we ride over there and see if we can get the quest to go north, or should we stay focused? What do we think?
Hello. Jade Serpent, guide.
So, you're the stranger Cho was talking about. Welcome to Dawn's Blossom. I am Pagey Goldendraff, and my family makes only the finest brews in Pandaria. Unlike those wander brews who keep slinking around ruining the good name of brewmasters everywhere. I think I even spied the young one eyeing my daughter. Can't have that. Golden drafts and wander brews do not mix.
There is no hurry.
Alright. Well, we will ride out. I did put my hearth here, so if we need to return quickly, we can. Let us ride and find out. The veil can be seen. I really feel like part of me thinks the requirement was level 87. But I don't know why I think that. Is this the right way? No, it's not. Alright. Well, now we are traveling. We are wandering. And we're going to need some road trip conversation. You've dropped a needle. That is not great. If only it were threaded so that you'd be able to see the thread. Da, 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 da. Songwell asks if I know what's stupid. I do not. It was threaded. How are you? It fell off the thread. Okay, well, that's insult to potential injury right there. Try not to step on it so we avoid the potential injury part of things. It is rude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it is doing that to you. You know, I was talking the other day about how, like, when you're feeling good and you have stuff you want to do in life, then, like, keeping your apartment or your living space tidy does not feel as necessary. But, like, when you are stressed out and frustrated and depressed or apathetic or something, like, having it tidy is really important because it's one less thing to trigger you into, like, a bad mood. But also, what my realization at that time was that having it be nice makes it such that you have an easy way to experience something nice. Like, you have a really easy and accessible... Okay, there are quests here, so I'm hopeful now. Now I think maybe we will be able to get the quest to go north.
I'm growing a beard.
That is the creepiest line that any of you say. The voice acting on it is just very disturbing. I don't know why, it just is. And I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. Anyway, so we were talking about how that is its function, for it to be beautiful, because then it's a really low effort way to experience something nice when you are feeling low. And I'm thinking about that now in terms of games that aesthetically are very appealing. And I think that would be a key part to being able to choose to spend time with video games again instead of scrolling for me. Like, having more visual appreciation for the game, where it's like classic World of Warcraft, like classic vanilla, where, like, the gameplay is simply being in the game and having that be valid quote-unquote game. And I think if I could access that feeling again and, like, readily be like, what are you playing? Oh, I'm just running around in Hyrule on the horse, or I'm just running around in Valley of the Four Winds, flying. Like, that would be very beneficial. Now that I've rambled for a long time, I'm actually going to go back and read the chat. Songvale could not figure out where the needle was, and now has found it. And also believed that the living space tidiness was a dig at her, and how if things were tidier, she could find her needle. No, this time it was not an extra long lead up into a joke that was meant to mislead you. It was, in fact, a real statement about how I know I really like Pandaria, and I love how it sounds, and I think the way it looks is really cool, with, like, it feels like low poly and yet very high detail. Like, I think what they maybe did was they chose to have more what I would consider like low poly models compared to Cataclysm, but then they put more models. Like, the quantity was much denser. And I think that's what works for it about me, in a way that, like, later stuff, they kept the density of models, but then there was more polygons. And so it felt less intentional. I also was thinking about this as I watched a low-budget, early CGI holiday movie yesterday, where, like, the textures are basically just flat colors. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of texture going on in their textures on their models. And, like, the animations weren't super distinctive, and yet I still find that movie very expressive, and I think part of it is that the voice work is more expressive. But I also think when you only have a few bones and not that much time or money, like, the choices that they made felt distinctive and stylized to me, I guess. So I'm also thinking about how I often enjoy good sprite art games or lower polygon games that are not like the lowest quantity of polygons, because of the limitation creating so much opportunity for choices to really be necessary and shine. Songwell says that having crawled around on the carpet looking for her needle, she can see that she needs to vacuum. Well, that's fair. That could be done. Set aside your weapon and take up a carving knife, traveler. The iron paws can teach you all manner of roasting, brewing, stewing, steaming, and grilling.
Tell me of your travels.
Oh, it's a woman. I thought it was this dude. My bad.
Travel safe.
Have a letter for me?
I hope to see you again
My,
soon.
that's so thoughtful. I love hearing from my old students.
May your days bring you joy.
Alright.
Farewell.
It's not that I'm not interested in what you have to say, but we are on a mission now. I think these are the stairs over here. Yes, I agree, Songvale. I'm truly beginning to believe that constraints enhance creativity. I also think you either need creative studios where effectively almost everyone is just the tool of a small group of directors who produced things, or you need a really, really small, cohesive team. I feel like I agreed that I don't tend to like most things that are made by large teams, or some people might say like designed by committee. I like the focus of a single vision, which doesn't mean that I always like what's produced, but it tends to be much more intensely whatever it is. And so I either really don't like it, or I'm intensely into it. And I think I am often frustrated because there are games with like premises, or maybe they're affiliated with like worlds that I really love. But no, I think this is the quest giver, and he doesn't have a quest for me.
Oh, hello.
What's your lucky do?
Well, I guess we're already halfway there, and we have a Hearthstone. So let's go all the way to where the quest is. One time I did actually try to count how many steps there were to see if there was, in fact, 100. But I think I lost count, and I was nowhere close. And I wasn't sure where to start counting. But yeah, I feel like that's a significant issue with like, oh, I really like Pandaria, but I'm not playing Miss Classic. And I think, personally, it might be because there isn't enough, appreciation for, like, Yeah, I just want to go to Pandaria. Like, I feel like I need to get hyped for, like, a vacation in Pandaria. Which I did kind of do. Oh, shoot.
Slow down. Enough of that.
What's your lucky do? Good fortune to all friends of the drummer.
This work? Can I just get in the boat? Oh. Okay, so that's an issue. I can't get there without having the quest, which I am not a high enough level for. So maybe this is why it takes 87? I don't want to give up. I want to see if we can figure out how to make it through this cave. Which they specifically tell us not to do. But let's see if we can do it. Alright, that's dangerous. Is that the way out, though? It's a way out. Where's this other one go? Alright. Okay, this maybe was easier than I thought it was gonna be. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Well, that was no trouble at all. Fantastic.
We are the sword.
I also think another thing that would help me get into games is having more of a sense that, like, I could spend as much time as I wanted to here. I think one of the things that has... I mean, really, since, like, late high school, but definitely for extended periods during, like, my post-school adult years, too, is the sense that's been ingrained into me that, like, this doesn't matter. Like, playing this game doesn't matter, and it doesn't impact anything. And when I'm feeling really great, I'm so immersed and so focused on a game or what have you that I don't care. Like, it matters to me, and the sense that, like, the real world doesn't care about this at all, like, doesn't have any water, it doesn't matter. And I understand why this doesn't matter, in the sense of, like, for the most part, if I do well in World of Warcraft, like, it doesn't pay my rent, and I get that. But it does matter insofar as, like, it inspires me to keep existing, or to, like, I don't know, just keep living, basically, and then doing things that I need to do to keep living so that I can keep existing within this reality that is more meaningful for me in a lot of ways. I was going somewhere with that. I don't know. I guess I just wish I could bottle the lightning that is, well, I care about this, and being able to turn off being worried about rent or other real world issues or threats, and just be in Pandaria. Which I think is also the point of vacations, to be honest. So there's probably a whole thing in there about how video games are very, like, virtual vacations. Where you can't really enjoy your vacation if you can't forget all the work and stuff you have to do at home. But if you are able to just go on vacation and enjoy that vacation, you come back with renewed interest in life in general, and then can continue your work. I was worried that in my ramble I would have overlooked a bunch of Songville commentary, but I see that there was absolutely nothing. Songville says that this is another one of her favorite Pandaria songs, and also the one that just started. Yes. I love the one that's on right now. It makes me... It feels like a watershed moment.
Many greetings.
Like a realization that completely frees you. I wish this music would play, and then I could just have the realization that I need to about the thing I was just talking about. Alright, so this is the setup for the quest, but I don't see any quest givers, so I doubt that I'm going to be able to get it.
We are seeking the light. Light watch over you.
So, alas, no, we cannot go. We cannot go to the Vale today. We will be back. But we do have the flight path now to make this much faster when we do get sent here. It is time to hearth. Part of me is like, oh my god, I can't use my Hearthstone. What if we end up in a bad situation? But, like, it's not hardcore. It'll be okay. It will be okay. Oh my goodness. We just got a quest to go to Valley of the Four Winds. Okay.
An unusual Pandaren came through town a few days back. He told a better tale than Pan, drank twice as much as Lee, and then beat me up in front of the bar, all while his little niece made fun of us. It was awesome. They said they were headed to the Valley of the Four Winds. You should meet him. Just watch out for that right hook.
Next one is on me.
No, no, Kazoo! Get out of the building! Ah! Pandaren and gnomes high-fiving each other. Songdale says, frick the kazoo. Did you like my kazoo voice acting, though? If all kazoos in the world break, I could be hired to replace them. There's the monkey's paw. Like, my new livelihood income generating thing is voice work. But it's only to voice kazoos. Songvale praises me with, it was very lifelike. Please don't do it again. May I ask, I don't like kazoos either, but may I ask why such a visceral response to kazoos?
What a strange and curious creature. Do you come to my town with peaceful intentions?
What wisdom do you
I am
seek?
told you were a guest of the Forest Hosen and survived. I suspect we will see interesting things from you in the coming days. I welcome you, traveler, to our humble home.
Slow down. Life is to be savored.
They make you angry. Kazoos make you angry. That's fair. They are a very annoying sound.
My sight has long since faded, but when the wind is right, I can still smell the blossoms of Nectar Bree's orchard as if they were in my own palm. Nay, though, their fragrance is muddled with smoke. Please, if you are able, check in on the orchard and see that things are okay. Perhaps my old nose is playing tricks on me. You'll find the orchard to the southwest, beyond the statue of the Jade Serpent.
Great. I feel like that is pretty serious, so we'll turn in a quest and then we're gonna go address that situation.
Welcome.
Good, good, good. You're going to fit right in.
May the mists protect.
I'm going to keep looking for Jade. May want to ask around and see if anyone could use a hand.
We will go save the orchard. There are now more quests.
Tell me a story. Have fun.
West of here is the Silkwood Road. It has fallen into shadow as the spiders there have turned to a more evil and gluttonous path. I would face these villains myself, but someone has to defend the noodle shop from, dangers and such. Go, hero, and conquer these beasts. Should you succeed, perhaps I will regale you with some of my epic tales of heroism. I'll also pay you.
Goodbye.
I'm not afraid of you.
There's a witch in the woods, but no one believes me. She's turned my friend Shin into Jade. We were all so scared that we tried to run back, but she sicked her big jade monsters onto us. A bunch of my friends tried to get away by climbing trees. Can you help save my friends?
Go smash
Yes,
them
but we are gonna go save the orchard first.
Greetings, wanderer.
Welcome, traveler. I have need of your services. Syra Goldendraft was looking for some silk. Personally, I hate silk as it always gets stuck in my fur. I really want to impress her, though. If you bring me some silk from the Silkwood to the west of here, I will gladly pay you for your help.
Jade serpents will guide you.
Also important, I'm sure, but we will go address this, which is quite far away, but we'll do it. I do feel like, for all my talking about, like, I don't know how to be into this right now, and what I want to do is hold the controller. So I'm a little bit inclined to, you know, just do the stream for 2 hours, and then, honestly, I probably should go up to Noodles. My ferrets, which do not live in my residence. They are Sakura and Haruko. I am very excited, though. In 2 days of productivity, I have finished 2 open projects. Also, when I'm packing tonight for tomorrow morning, remind me to bring thread, because I want to repair ferret toys tomorrow morning. Get one more thing checked off the list. But yeah, would you agree that, like, Cataclysm, they used higher polygon count models, and what's different about Pandaria was they went back to less polygons, but then put more models than they had before? I'm glad that you are enjoying your embroidery, friend. I'm sure it's nice. Yeah, so this used to really confuse me, because I thought the quest implied that, like, these didn't exist. But then they do. And I didn't feel like people were like, what the hell, these don't exist anymore. Alright. You have to round back. Dungville says that in order to reply to my question, she would need to look at Cataclysm stuff and Pandaria stuff side by side. That's fair. I feel like I can visualize, like, especially the Forsaken stuff really easily. It is also a lot higher contrast. They are not shading with gray here at all.
If you come to speak with my fists, take your place in line. Otherwise, I could use your help. The damn Mogu hit us out of nowhere. Anyone they don't kill on sight is being dragged away into the woods. This is the only safe house, and it's all I can do to hold the door. What do you say, friend? Are you willing to stand up and fight for the weak? The people of this village are simple farmers, not fighters like you and I. Still, they are stubbornly defending their homes as best they can. Search the village for anyone still on their feet, and tell them to rally here at Hana's place.
Hello. There is no hurry.
Don't know who you are, but you have my gratitude.
Tell me of your travels.
I'm actually gonna eat one of these things. Let's see. Critical strike. Haste. Mastery. Haste. Haste because I know that's what Songvale would want. Haste!
Welcome, wanderer.
For the first person to come through that door who isn't in shock, injured, or both. I'm hoping that means you can help.
Bless your path.
We've tended these orchards and made cider from their nectar for generations. In that time, we've learned a special trick for putting out fires in a pinch. Anae pushes a jug of cider into your hand. The cider itself, when mixed with crushed ginger leaf and saliva, quickly becomes sticky and viscous, perfect for smothering flames. Please, while you're out there, try to get the flames under control. I've already mixed in the ginger leaf. Just swig and spit.
The world is your teacher.
They may not be weapon masters, but many of these farmers can wield a simple hoe or rake as an extension of their own will. That mastery, coupled with the right motivation, could muster a force capable of standing against the Mogu. If you can bring back some tools from the orchard, I'll distribute them to anyone willing to fight.
Live for your dreams. Keep your eyes and heart open.
All right. I have to say, Pandaria rares were not a joke. Quite strong. Alright, well, we got plate leggings that are not useful to me.
Welcome. May the mists protect you.
Dungbo says, she does think it's weird that nobody brings up how long the Mogu have been gone. Yeah, and I think I also didn't really understand that they were Titan constructs. So, like, they are made of stone, I think.
Greetings. I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, your understanding is that they've been hibernating, but nobody seems surprised. Yeah, and I think that's where I was confused, because I felt like at some point I had read quest text that implied that they'd been gone for a long
Welcome.
time.
May your
In, like,
days bring you
stasis.
joy.
supposed to be putting out fires. I forgot about that. We are saving the tree. This cider is sticky, sweet, and cloudy. This non-alcoholic variation of the village's famous cider is deemed appropriate for children and firefighting. Fair enough. I feel like spurting alcoholic cider on trees would not make them less flammable. This pile of petals is very beautiful to me. I appreciate that with the crossbow, we are not having to listen to gun noises, even though I do not get to watch nice bow animation. Can I put this fire out? No. Oh, yes. Great. I guess there was one on the other side of the tree that I didn't see. Stop doing that. Let's see. We still need to kill more raiders, get more weapons. And that is what we have to do here. Okay. Sungirl says, is this one of the places where you do the quests it stops being on fire for you? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out together. I know that there is substantial phasing in Kunlai, so I wouldn't be surprised because they do that in this expansion. There is another cherry blossom orchard, though, in this zone that is not on fire, and it's where all the cloud serpent stuff is. So if you're just remembering that there's one that's not on fire, it's possible, unfortunately, that it's just that one. Trees on fire is sad, I agree. I'm sorry, friend. Let us see if this resolves the problem. They are inside, shaken, but alive thanks to you. Nice work, but there's more to be done if we are to save this village.
What wisdom do you seek? Spirits bless your path.
Until recently, the Mogu in this region have been content to ambush travelers in the woods. This raid was different. They are organized, filled with purpose.
Keep your eyes
A survivor came in moments ago and said the flames are beginning to die down. We owe our very way of life to you, stranger. I cannot possibly reward you adequately, but please, take this.
The world is your.
Seems promising. The flames might be going away. Were there any tools left?
Live for your
There are no
dreams.
hunters among us, but we'll fight to protect our loved ones.
Keep your eyes and heart.
I don't know. And, like, I feel like I figured that out last time I quested through, that I wasn't sure why I thought the Mogu didn't exist, except for the fact maybe that, like, I thought the statue that you find early on in Jade Forest indicated that they were, like, an ancient thing that had been forgotten.
Hello.
First, before the war cries, we heard the trees, groaning, creaking, and finally crashing down as the Mogu cut their way through the woods. They were making the return trip easier. They're dragging our friends back down that path, to the ruins west of the village. These ruins have been empty for years. Our children play there. Why would the Mogu come back to them now?
Next one.
Maybe this, like, misreading this quest was what led to both of us thinking that? They're saved! There is no more fire. There's mobs, but no fire. I did see one throw fire, but it looks like stuff is not on fire, so that isn't good. I have saved the trees. This doesn't look like a quick snatch and run. They're setting up for something big. Can you see them, Red Willow? Farmers from the orchard, tied up and under inspection, being hauled off in chains. The Mogu value strength above all else. Anyone deemed fit for work will be sent to toil under their cruel whips. As for the others, well, let's not waste any more time. Thanks to you, there's a small militia of farmers hiding nearby. Hane said something about giving them liquid courage, which I'm pretty sure means they're sauced and angry. The Mogu think they can walk all over us. We'll give them a fight that will open their eyes. Follow the trail through the ruins and down to the beach. Find their leader. When you engage him, we'll be there to back you up. Alright. I have just removed kill shot from my bar. Bring it back. I do think one of the things that I'm noticing now is, like, I don't feel horrible, but I am congested, and I am having a hard time breathing, so doing the voice acting is difficult. Songvale says she disconnected so hard it kicked me all the way out of the stream. Wow, that's rude. Welcome back. You have not missed much. I am finding it hard to keep my breath. Like, I can breathe fine, but if I'm talking a bunch, I am getting worn out surprisingly quickly. So that's not great, because theoretically we still have, like, 40 minutes of stream left. Songville says she thinks it's a good thing that I did not do work yesterday. I guess that's fair. And I didn't end up taking a shift for today either. So, I guess Polar Express, I'm done. Oop. Well, I said what it was, but I won't be there anymore, so don't look for me there. I'm glad that I can continue saving people. That is always frustrating when there's something like aged or sick or injured people and they're like, nope, you got your 10 for the quest, just leave the rest. For a second, I thought these Pandaren had this Gormali chained up, and I was like, oh, reversal, but no, it is the normal way of things. We will free them, though. We shall free them all. Are you trying like a particular pattern? I do. Are you trying to embroider like on the knitted gloves? Part of the challenge with what you're doing might be that like usually when you embroider you have it like in a hoop, you know, like it's the tension is being very controlled for you. And I assume that you don't have that, like, tension controlled. So that might be why you're having such a hard time. Like, it might not be a you issue. Oh, we almost got rid of it again. The tension isn't really the issue so much as symmetry is. Right, but you can't, like, keep things lined up if the material itself is moving or shifting.
I knew it was within their power to defy the Mogu. They just needed someone like you to show them how. The Pandaren were subjected to Mogu rule in ancient times. We'll never let it happen again. This is extremely unsettling. If the Mogu are banding together like this all over the continent, it could become a major threat to Pandaria.
Wow, we are going to be upgrading something from Northrend. Alright. Songville says that she might give up. She should not have chosen embroidery for what she is attempting to do right now specifically. I'm sorry, friend. I will like it regardless. Moon. I just like getting things from that friend made. It's okay. No, I won't because it's, I mean, like, I may or may not be into the pattern, but I will still like that my friend made me something. It can be asymmetrical, that's fine. We have saved the orchard. That is actually a huge gorilla. I think I need to stand up and blow my nose so I can breathe slightly better. Because I can't breathe in while I'm talking right now, and that's making talking very, very difficult. So I'm going to get back up to the... closer to the city here, and then I will stand up for a moment. It is a little bit annoying, but I want to try and tough out streaming a little bit longer today, because I actually did want to do a longer one. But, like, this is not going great. What I might end up doing, for better or for worse, tell me how you feel about this, I guess. What I might end up doing is ending stream here in the next little while. I'll go up, I'll spend some time with the ferrets during the day, and then come back, and in the later afternoon, like maybe after your Crowley walk, which is for other people, she has a dog named Crowley that gets walked at a certain time in the afternoon. And then I'll stream again, but it might be a different game. Might be Tears of the Kingdom, to be honest. What are your thoughts on that? A shorter stream now, but it will be paid later. Longville says that seems fair. Alright. Well, perhaps we will go in that direction then. I am going to briefly stand up and go handle my congestion, and then I will be back. Sound good? Hopefully so. I'll be back. Oh, I just threw my phone on the ground. Yay. longer than one might have expected, specifically because I started some chicken to eat before I leave so that I am not hungry when I get to the school, which is where my pet ferrets live, in my classroom. Alright, let's do a couple of these spider hunting quests. Songville says it's playing horrible kazoo music now, but it was playing Telstead's theme song while I was gone. I'm sorry about your phone. Thank you for the sorry on the phone. I'm sorry that I parked myself in the inn. I didn't even think about the kazoos. I just went somewhere safe. The goal was not kazoos, and I apologize for that. A kazoos. A kazurse. A kuru. A kursu. A kursu. A kursu. That works. Oh, right. We don't have skinning. My goal really is just the story, but I feel like I would kind of enjoy pretending I'm doing profession stuff. I don't know. Longo says, I'm trying to decide whether to try one more time with the embroidery or give up and say it's not going to be finished in time. How are you done with everything besides, like, decoration? And the seam stitching that she can't do until after the decoration. I see. I feel like if it is causing you lots of strife where you are just angry and upset, you should stop. If you feel like doing your best and persevering will help with, like, the sense of, like, I tried my best, I didn't give up, you know, I'm tenacious, then continue. Basically, think about whether or not you are just suffering with Sha, or if you have Niu Zhao's tenacity. Like, do you need to avoid suffering, or are you building up your sense of, like, hey, even when things suck and I don't feel good, I keep trying and that is valuable. There is one specific part that desperately needs to be truly symmetrical. Are you finding that, like, your stitches are just not going the right direction? I'm trying to think of, like, if I can come up with an idea to help. Like, could you maybe create some kind of stencil for what you're doing? Or can you find a way to, like, stabilize it so that it's easier to do? I mean, that's true that there's no point in trying if it's not going to be functional, but also if you're trying, you don't know that it's not going to be functional. There's no such thing as good enough light in here today, no matter how many I turn on. I guess you could move closer to one of the lights, or move one of the lights closer to you. It is very, very gray today. I would really like snow, but I'm hoping for sunniness tomorrow for a symbolic reason. Tonight, I'm going to burn a bunch of my candles. You know what I like? I need 5 for my Yule log, but you know what that leaves out? Like, I have 12, and so it leaves out 7. So that 5 go in the log, and then there's 7 out, and that's aesthetic numbers. Good stuff. My candles this evening will be, I assume, paraffin. I don't even know if the box says what the candles are made out of, so they're probably not something that I should breathe too often. But the main goal is just emptying them out anyway. And then I will have 12 little candle holders that I got for $9, which for a little bit less than $10, which is fine. Oh, I already have everything I need. I guess I can leave. Okay. I'm sorry if you are frustrated, though. I am offering solutions to try and help remedy why you are frustrated, but I realize that step one might be letting you be frustrated for a portion of time. You have to sit with that feeling and honor it, build it a shrine.
Speak up.
Such a noble hero. You remind me of my younger, less good-looking version of myself.
White Tiger watch over you. Hello,
Did you find the silkwood?
Jade
Oh,
Forest.
thank you so much. This is perfect.
I hope it didn't stick to you like it stuck to me. I'm going to go find Syra and give this to her right away.
Next one is on me.
Lo, we're leaving. Where did you get off to? I need to find Syra. Gone. Your son left. Get some of these greens out of the way. Vendor trash. Vendor. 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 It's not an upgrade? Nope, okay. Vendor.
It is very wise to shop here.
I was like, what is that noise? And the answer is the chicken sizzling. My food cooking that I started.
Slow down.
I swear, I saw that little Syra Golden Draft giving my boy the looks. And have that.
Goodbye.
Have you seen my son, Lo? He was here a moment ago, and I told him we were leaving today. I'm sure he's off trying to woo that young Syra Golden Draft. That is the very reason we need to leave. No son of mine is going to run off with a Golden Draft. I'm going to search around here for them. I do keep catching those two sneaking off to the Arboretum. Any chance you could head out there and look for them?
Until next time.
Tell me of your travels.
Do you wish to expand your mind and body beyond the boundaries it's currently confined to? I have not seen Lo since he made off with my student, Syra. They were heading east towards the Arboretum. It will not go well if their parents learn of this. The Wander Brews and the Golden Drafts have long had a standing feud.
Farewell. Oh, hello. Travel safe.
People come from all over Pandaria to train at the Tian Monastery, just to the north of here. Probably because they never turn anybody down. They'll accept Jinyu, Hosen, or even a foreign blood elf like you. My childhood friend, Lin, just joined the monastery's order a few weeks ago. If you're interested in learning how our monks train, maybe you should go talk with her.
I hope to see you again soon.
However, the chicken sizzling does make me think that I should go check on it and make sure that we are not burning. So I will leave you with a nice view here, and not, why is this attackable? Am I at war? I don't think so. That's very strange to me. Interesting. I'm gonna leave you here with this beautiful view, because otherwise I will consign you back to Kazoo's, and my understanding is that we do not want Kazoo. So I will be right back. I'm gonna check the chicken, just make sure we're not sticking to the pan, and I will be right back. wasn't sticking. The less good news is it wasn't anywhere close to sticking because it's not anywhere close to cooked. And final bit, this might be where we pause for today because I have just realized that my tamas need care. It is after 10. So, alas, you must now imagine what it is like to enjoy tamas because I have not bought a Tamacam, or I have not set up my phone for Tamacam yet either. Why our sadness? Is it because of my sad things, or because stream is ending for now? Or it will. I mean, I'm gonna keep chatting and looking at the pretty view while I care for Tamas, but I don't think there will be any more gameplay today in World of Warcraft Jade Forest. I will have to decide when I get home if I might stream something Switch 2. Or something on my Switch 2. It might be Tears of the Kingdom, which technically is Switch 1, but I'm gonna play it on Switch 2. It is darkest before hope comes to us. Your comment, oh no, shoot, I was in the wrong cake aisle. Do you have any coffee left in your cup, friend? No. Well, maybe you should go put more water on to boil and make a pho. Or like a pho and a cup of tea. That could be nice. What are you... I missed the post about it being jittery. I was gonna ask what you were debating, but indeed you were debating whether or not you should have coffee because it might make you jittery. Fungo says it's so cold in there that everything is gonna get cold fast. I think she just wants to go back to bed, but shouldn't. Yes. But you could go put those warm soft socks on. Those always help me like a lot. Just wearing those alone tend to help regulate my temperature at your place to a very, very surprising degree. Go get them, friend, I believe. Do it for me, friend. Do it for me. Do it for me and everyone who sits in the stream. Do it for all of us. But mainly for me, because I am the one that is the most important here. Alright, I'll accept going in a minute. Right now, feet are on a heating pad. That does sound nice. But just think, the heating pad could be, like, behind your back. Although, do you have the heated blanket on? Or, like, the shawl thing? On the couch, but you do have blankets. I will say that probably the heated shawl might be the thing to do if you have had difficulty eating enough over the last several days, you are probably not producing enough heat to warm the blankets comfortably. She says she's got her huge red double blanket finally on for her bed, so the 2 blankets that were over there can now be on the couch again. That is good. We are almost all good on Tamas. I mean, we could play with them more, but we are full and happy enough to get on with our day in Tama World. Right, and just like that, now the oven timer is going off, and I must go check on my food. 1 moment, please. Ten more minutes on that chicken. Sending the Tamas out for their morning egg hunt for the food that we shall eat today. Food is very important. Which is why I feel like you should get the worm socks and also grab, put some water on to boil so you can have worm soup. Gonna be tasty. Alright. Well, this might be the stream for right now, as I will go ahead and get to eating here very shortly, go visit my ferrets, and then I'll be back in the evening. Thinking about what it will be. I've been feeling holding a controller. So it might be Echoes of Wisdom, which is the Zelda game that looks like toys because Christmas toys, is maybe where I'm at this evening. And also, it would be so great to finish multiple games. I realize Echoes of Wisdom was not one of the games on the list of, like, finishing, but then in fairness, 2 of the games on my list for, like, let's focus on finishing them are Mists of Pandaria, which is very long, and Genshin Impact, which I probably, if I played 12 hours a day for every day that I am not currently already planned to be doing something else, I still would not get anywhere near to it being done. So, I feel like I am interested in focusing on some of the games that I am a little bit more in the middle of right now. Just because, wow, did it feel good to shed off 2 projects so far. And honestly, like, I cleaned a big bag of ferret toys in my apartment, so I feel like that also is... There's still more of those to do, but they're not in my apartment, so I feel like I succeeded in what was in my apartment. So it's been nice to kind of have those 3 big things done. And I'm a little bit inclined to keep working on that, because I think there's part of me that's like, I don't want to rush through games just to get them done, and that's totally fair. But also, I can tell that because I play games where, like, I'm interested in the lore and the storytelling, like, if I play them every day for a couple of hours, that's fine. They can take as long as they want to at that point, because they're still front of mind. But if I get a game and I play for a couple of hours, and then, like, I don't play it for weeks, and I play for a couple of hours, I'm not really able to enjoy the world and the story anymore. So I actually would just like to feel like, yep, I have it done, it's squared away, and now I can start on something else. So, yeah. Songville says that she needs new Violette, and that they should let us buy a boost to get to him. Right? Yeah, they only do... You buy, weapons and, pulls. You can buy, you know, lottery tickets, basically, for weapons and characters. Although, let us never consider buying lottery tickets to get new Violette. Let's just hope I just get him. That would be great. They should just give him to me. So. Alright, well, thank you for your time with us this morning, Songvale. I will stay in touch with you, and we'll be back later this evening. I'm thinking it probably will be Echoes of Wisdom. It could be Legends ZA. I'm not sure on that one. I feel like that might be a game where, because I'm, like, not quite jiving with the combat, I'm kind of wondering if that will be a game in which, like, I'm listening to another streamer or something while I play. Just because I don't know if I can produce engagement on that game myself. But I think for Echoes of Wisdom, I definitely could. And we will go forward from there. You are welcome for the stream. Thank you once again for being my strongest supporter. And I will catch you in the next one. See you later today, folks. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas Eve, really. Because that's the specific one we're on at the moment. Goodbye! Waving, and you can't see me. I don't know why I always do that.